Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Material in the top layer of the surface of the earth in which plants can grow, especially with reference to its quality or use. The land had never been plowed. The territory occupied by a nation. He returned to the land of his birth. A politically organized body of people under a single government. An industrialized land. United States inventor who incorporated Polaroid film into lenses and invented the one-step photographic process, 1909 to 1991. Extensive landed property, especially in the country, retained by the owner for his own use. The family owned a large estate on Long Island. Reach or come to rest. The bird landed on the highest branch. Bring into a different state. This may land you in jail. The people who live in a nation or country. Arrive on shore. The ship landed in Pearl Harbor. Cause to come to the ground. The pilot managed to land the airplane safely. Agriculture considered as an occupation or way of life. There's no work on the land anymore. The solid part of the Earth's surface. The plane turned away from the sea and moved back over land. Shoot at and forced to come down. The enemy landed several of our aircraft. Territory over which rule or control is exercised. He made it the law of the land. A domain in which something is dominant. A land of make-believe. Bring ashore. The drug smugglers landed the heroin on the beach of the island. Deliver a blow. He landed several blows on his opponent's head. The land on which real estate is located. He built the house on land leased from the city. Material in the top layer of the surface of the earth in which plants can grow, especially with reference to its quality or use. The part of a scene, or picture, that lies behind objects in the foreground. He posed her against a background of rolling hills. A rational motive for a belief or action. The grounds for their declaration. Hit or reach the ground. A relation that provides the foundation for something. Cover with a primer. Apply a primer to. A connection between an electrical device and a large conducting body, such as the Earth, which is taken to be at zero voltage. Fix firmly and stably. Use as a basis for, found on. Bring to the ground. The storm grounded the ship. The solid part of the Earth's surface. He dropped the logs on the ground. The loose soft material that makes up a large part of the land surface. The first or preliminary coat of paint or size applied to a surface. A position to be won or defended in battle, or as if in battle. They gained ground step by step. A relatively homogeneous percept extending back of the figure on which attention is focused. Art. The surface, as a wall or canvas, prepared to take the paint for a painting. Confine or restrict to the ground. After the accident, they grounded the plane and the pilot. Connect to a ground. Ground the electrical connections for safety reasons. Hit a ground ball. He grounded to the second baseman. Hit onto the ground. Instruct someone in the fundamentals of a subject. Place or put on the ground. Throw to the ground in order to stop play and avoid being tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Material in the top layer of the surface of the earth in which plants can grow, especially with reference to its quality or use. Good agricultural soil. The part of the earth's surface consisting of humus and disintegrated rock. Make soiled, filthy, or dirty. Don't soil your clothes when you play outside. The state of being covered with unclean things. The geographical area under the jurisdiction of a sovereign state. American troops were stationed on Japanese soil. The territory occupied by a nation. A politically organized body of people under a single government. The country's largest manufacturer. A particular geographical region of indefinite boundary, usually serving some special purpose or distinguished by its people or culture or geography. Bible country. The people who live in a nation or country. The whole country worshipped him. An area outside of cities and towns. His poetry celebrated the slower pace of life in the country. Indicate through a symbol, formula, etc. The territory occupied by a nation. A politically organized body of people under a single government. The state has elected a new president. Chemistry. The three traditional states of matter are solids, fixed shape and volume, and liquids, fixed volume and shaped by the container, and gases, filling the container. The solid state of water is called ice. The territory occupied by one of the constituent administrative districts of a nation. His state is in the deep south. Put before. The federal department in the United States that sets and maintains foreign policies. Express in words. State your opinion. A state of depression or agitation. He was in such a state you just couldn't reason with him. The group of people comprising the government of a sovereign state. The state has lowered its income tax. The way something is with respect to its main attributes. The current state of knowledge. A politically organized body of people under a single government. A politically organized body of people under a single government. A political system in which the supreme power lies in a body of citizens who can elect people to represent them. A world organization of autonomous states that are united in allegiance to a central power but are not subordinate to it or to one another. The official name of some states in the United States, Massachusetts and Pennsylvania and Virginia and Kentucky, and associated territories, Puerto Rico. A politically organized body of people under a single government. African nations. The people who live in a nation or country. A statement that sums up the nation's mood. United States prohibitionist who raided saloons and destroyed bottles of liquor with a hatchet, 1846 to 1911. A federation of tribes, especially Native American tribes. The Shawnee Nation. A politically organized body of people under a single government. United States inventor who incorporated Polaroid film into lenses and invented the one-step photographic process, 1909 to 1991. United States inventor who incorporated Polaroid film into lenses and invented the one-step photographic process, 1909 to 1991. Extensive landed property, especially in the country, retained by the owner for his own use. Extensive landed property, especially in the country, retained by the owner for his own use. Territory over which rule or control is exercised. A major social class or order of persons regarded collectively as part of the body politic of the country, especially in the United Kingdom, and formerly possessing distinct political rights. Extensive landed property, especially in the country, retained by the owner for his own use. The family owned a large estate on Long Island. Everything you own. All of your assets, whether real property or personal property, and liabilities. Extensive landed property, especially in the country, retained by the owner for his own use. Put down in writing. Of texts, musical compositions, etc. Remove, cargo, people, etc., from and leave. Go ashore. Reach or come to rest. Cause to sit or seat or be in a settled position or place. Set down your bags here. Put or settle into a position. The hotel was set down at the bottom of the valley. Bestow a quality on. She brings a special atmosphere to our meetings. Cause to happen or to occur as a consequence. Bring comments. Be sold for a certain price. Take something or somebody with oneself somewhere. This brings me to the main point. Bring into a different state. Go or come after and bring or take back. Could you bring the wine? Advance or set forth in court. Bring charges. Attract the attention of. Be accompanied by. Can I bring my cousin to the dinner? Cause to come into a particular state or condition. Bring water to the boiling point. Induce or persuade. Arrive on shore. Arrive on shore. Support by placing against something solid or rigid. Shore and buttress an old building. A beam or timber that is propped against a structure to provide support. Serve as a shore to. The river was shored by trees. The land along the edge of a body of water. Cut down on. Make a reduction in. Move something or somebody to a lower position. Impose something unpleasant. Cause the downfall of rulers. Cause to come to the ground. Cause to be enthusiastic. Put down in writing. Of texts, musical compositions, etc. Remove, cargo, people, etc., from and leave. Put, an animal, to death. The sick cat had to be put down. Put in a horizontal position. Cause to sit or seat or be in a settled position or place. Cause to come to the ground. Reduce in worth or character, usually verbally. She tends to put down younger women colleagues. Make a record of. Set down in permanent form. The practice of cultivating the land or raising stock. Relating to farming or agriculture. Farming communities. Agriculture considered as an occupation or way of life. Farming as a strenuous life. The solid part of the Earth's surface. The third planet from the Sun, the planet we live on. A connection between an electrical device and a large conducting body, such as the Earth, which is taken to be at zero voltage. The concerns of this life is distinguished from heaven and the afterlife. The solid part of the Earth's surface. The Earth shook for several minutes. The loose soft material that makes up a large part of the land surface. They dug into the Earth outside the church. Connect to the Earth. Earth the circuit. Hide in the Earth like a hunted animal. Once thought to be one of four elements composing the universe, Empedocles. The abode of mortals, as contrasted with heaven or hell. It was hell on earth. The solid part of the Earth's surface. The solid part of the Earth's surface. English physician who first described Down syndrome, 1828 to 1896. Understood perfectly. Had his algebra problems down. Soft fine feathers. Extending or moving from a higher to a lower place. The down staircase. Fine soft dense hair, as the fine short hair of cattle or deer or the wool of sheep or the undercoat of certain dogs. Spatially or metaphorically from a higher to a lower level or position. Don't fall down. Lower than previously. Prices are down. Filled with melancholy and despondency. Downcast after his defeat. Eat up completely, as with great appetite. Some people can down a pound of meat in the course of one meal. Cuz to come or go down. The policeman downed the heavily armed suspect. Improve or perfect by pruning or polishing. Drink down entirely. He downed 3 martinis before dinner. Shoot at and force to come down. American football, a complete play to advance the football. You have 4 downs to gain 10 yards. Becoming progressively lower. The downtrend in the real estate market. Being or moving lower in position or less in some value. Lay face down. Being put out by a strikeout. 2 down in the bottom of the 9th. Bring down or defeat an opponent. Not functioning, temporarily or permanently. We can't work because the computer is down. Shut. The shades were down. Usually plural, a rolling treeless highland with little soil. Away from a more central or a more northerly place. Was sent down to work at the regional office. To a lower intensity. He slowly phased down the light until the stage was completely black. Move quickly and violently. Thwart the passage of. Shoot at and force to come down. People in general, especially a distinctive group of people with some shared interest. Mathematics, the set of values of the independent variable for which a function is defined. The content of a particular field of knowledge. A particular environment or walk of life. Territory over which rule or control is exercised. His domain extended into Europe. The domain ruled by a king or queen. A domain in which something is dominant. The untroubled kingdom of reason. A basic group of natural objects. A country with a king as head of state. A monarchy with a king or queen as head of state. The highest taxonomic group into which organisms are grouped. One of 5 biological categories: Monera or Protoctista or Plantae or Fungi or Animalia. A knowledge domain that you are interested in or are communicating about. It was a limited realm of discourse. The domain ruled by a king or queen. A domain in which something is dominant. The rise of the realm of cotton in the South.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.